morning to everyone. Today, me and my group mate will present our service learning. First of all, my name is Muhammad Safad Irman bin Bakir, 256285. Our group chose the term of personal finance in the scope of the art of budgeting. And our community chosen is university student that receive scholarship or loan, which is PTPTN. The reason we choose this community is because a lot of fresh graduate want to have a luxury car or luxury phone such as iPhone or Honda Civic. Our government was concerned about this problem. According to this news, 11 yacht going bankrupt each day, which is it is a very high rate in Malaysia. And in another news, Deputy Minister, there are 945 Malaysian yacht was declared bankrupt between January and July this year. This news was published in 2019. So Malaysia government was very concerned to our young generation because they still in a very young age and already declared bankrupt. Next, I will explain about our objective. The main objective for our module is to assess in identifying and prioritizing personal and financial goals. Create a plan to achieve those goals and provide a practice in setting up and maintenance of personal budgeting. This because our young generation right now, they do not make any budgeting for their financial term. For example, when they have received their scholarship money or their loan money, they do not make any saving or they do not make any budgeting in order to control their expenses in each semester or each month. The process of service learning. First of all, we find our target community. After that, we approach our community partner and make them tell us what is their problem faced in the term of personal finance. After that, we discuss in our group what is our objective in order of we provide this service learning. After we setting up the objective, we provide our solution. With the solution, we educate our partner community with the proposed module, which is what is the solution and what is the best way for them to overcome their problem. And lastly, we get feedback from our community partner whether the solution is good for them or is not good for them. So I think this service learning is very good in this era because it's encouraged students to use skill what they learn in class to teach our community in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass to another presenter.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Mashta. I will continue by explaining our module. Our module, which is the art of budgeting, consists of the introduction about budgeting, the reason of budgeting, the budgeting process, budgeting tips, which is prior create the budget, and the tips for maintaining the budget when someone already have a budget plan. Okay, in introduction, we provide the definition of budget. As we all know, there are various definitions for budgeting. Okay, for our module, we define the budgeting as a process of creating a plan to spend our money, whether for expenses, saving, or debt repayment. Okay, this spending plan is called a budget. Creating this spending plan allow us to determine in advance whether we will have enough money to do the things we need to do or would like to do. Okay, here we also included 10 myths of budgeting, such as budgeting consumes more time, budgeting is difficult, we can just do budget in our head, it is not the right time yet to do budget, and few more. Okay, for the second subtopic is why budget or the importance of making a budget. Okay, in this part, we reinforce the concept that we control the budget, not the budget control us. Okay, first, we agree that we do budgeting to determine how much money we have to spend. Second, to decide how we want to spend the money, whether for needs or wants. Okay, it helps us to decide what us can and cannot afford. Third, to determine how to spend money in the future. Next, learn to live on less than available income, because nowadays it is so worrying to see how Generation Y and Z spending their money just to show off or just to be in trend. Last but not least, to stay out of financial trouble. We don't want, due to our current spending habit, we might be having problem in continue our life because we don't have saving or spend more than we have. Budgeting help us to prepare for emergency or large or unanticipated expenses that might otherwise knock us for a loop financially. Okay, in this subtopic, we explain on budgeting process. As referred to our title, which is the art of budgeting, we asserted to our community that there are so many other ways to create a budget. But for this module, we choose the six complete steps. Okay, first and foremost, note their income. They need to identify the amount of money they have coming in, such as from their parents, their siblings, loan, business, and any else. Okay, second is to track their spending. It is much easier to track their spending according to categories such as foods, health, transportation, charity, daily living, entertainment, savings, obligation, and miscellaneous. Okay, third is set our financial goals. Okay, here we help our community to create good financial goals, which should be capital smart. S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T for time bound. Okay, for the fourth step is set strategy. Here we emphasize our targeted community to brainstorm on what can they do to make their financial goals work and what resources that they need to achieve their financial goals. Okay, next step, by making a plan or what to spend and where to spend. We ask our community partner use the spending chart at the second step to get a sense of what they will spend in the coming months. Okay, the last step, always review financial progress and revise budgeting amount. It is important that we review our budget on a regular basis to make sure they are staying on track. We can start to see where we have money left over or where we can cut back so that we have money to put towards our goals. Okay, after explaining the budgeting process, we share some tips for our targeted community. We included budgeting tips such as every month is different. Next, start with the most important category first, such as food, internet subscription, and so on. Next, pay off debt. We emphasize our targeted community to pay off their debt, even in a small amount continuously. As most of our targeted community are getting loan for their studies, so after they graduated, they should pay back their loan. If they fail to pay a schedule, they need to pay more for their interest. Okay, furthermore, if they even borrow money from their friend which is not having interest, they also should pay it immediately, even in a small amount, to less their obligation in the next month. Okay, next, don't be afraid to trim the budget, because learn to live less than our income. Okay, make a schedule. Okay, set up auto draft out of our bank account to pay our obligations or loans. Okay, track our progress. Then create a buffer in our budget. Put a small amount of money aside for unexpected expenses throughout the month. Okay, try an online budget tool. Okay, here we suggest some budgeting tool apps such as Spendy, Money Manager, and Moneyfy. Next, be content and quit the comparisons. Don't compare our situation to anyone else just because they spend more, so it will just drop our saving. Okay, have goals and give yourself a lot of grace, because budget for the first 3 to 4 months will be hard to handle. In the last subtopic for our module, we also share some tips for maintaining a budget if they already have a budget. Okay, first, cut expenses. We can cut out coupon or voucher if we have on buying things. Also double up our coupon if possible. Okay, next, buy non-branded item or store brand item. Okay, these items are usually the same quality as top brand names. Okay, next, write a grocery list so we only spend just for the item listed. Next, limit the amount of driving or carpools. Okay, next tip is just because it is on sale does not mean we need it. Next, if we go over our budget this month, be more diligent in cutting our expenses the following month. Okay, fourth, use the saving we put aside just when emergencies. Fifth, start saving our money separately from our saving. If we want to go on vacation or make a large purchase. Okay, last but not least, re-evaluate our income and expenses occasionally in order to update our budget. That's all for our module. I will pass to my friends for the next section. Thank you.
So now I will present the benefits of service learning. Service learning offers students with opportunities to develop civic engagement skills. By interacting with community members, students may improve their group, organizational and interpersonal skills. They may also obtain considerable knowledge in interacting with different members of their groups. Learn more about how service learning can be used to connect learning in classroom with social problems. Students can develop a deeper understanding of themselves as they discover and build ways to contribute to their societies. To boost the quantity and degree of their understanding, self-confidence and increased determination can be established. In particular, the complexity of real-world projects can help students become more open to uncertainty, recognize greater complexity in the problems they analyze, think strategically, and use learned material in new ways. Service learning has been validated by other research to boost self-confidence and self-esteem, ethical growth, skills, professionalism, motivation and intention, moral sensitivity and reasoning abilities. Furthermore, these opportunities for students can contribute to increased self-efficacy, faith in their own abilities to act and make a difference, which can improve their leadership skill. After conducting the interview session, we have requested feedback from the participants. The students' feedback was very satisfying for us, and they feel very excited to learn some new useful topic. In general, participation feels that this training session has given them a lot of awareness about the best way to use their personal financial resources and has made them feel more positive in their ability to save money on a regular basis. To sum up the overall, we have received the feedback from participants by asking some questions to them, where these questions specifically answer the satisfaction of the participants during their involvement in this educational session.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Shamim Azizi and I will explain about the challenge we facing in conducting this service learning project. There are a few challenges that we encountered before and during the project. Firstly, before we start the project, we have difficulties in finding community partners to participate in these activities. We focus on students from multiple backgrounds in the aspect of income and university. The issue arises after we found that there are time constraints among the partners and group members itself, because every student in this project has different class schedule, assignments, and examinations. Next, technical issue during the session. Some of us were using WebEx as a medium to conduct this service learning. We were facing technical issue during the session related to the poor internet connection, which affect our communication. To counter this issue, some of us had to close video to ensure the communication is smooth. However, there are few times when the voice were unclear and silent, which could impact the info and input we want to deliver to the community partner. Okay, next we move to recommendation. First, plan in advance. Students have to determine which partner are convenient and fully prepared to participate in this service learning. It is important for students to have a good internet connection if using an online platform to ensure the activity meets its educational objective and create a measurable outcome. Secondly, learn to manage your financial. A wise student may have no trouble in managing their financial during the semester. Students should prepare a budget or financial plan in managing their financial to ensure they have enough money to spend and save for the whole semester. Record all the cash flow and every transaction occurred to avoid unnecessary expense which will cost them in the future. When students see where the money goes, they tend to be more cautious when spending. Lastly, earn extra pocket money. Most students have experience of having financial issue, even though they come from a stable family. It is due to unexpected expense in universities such as club or society activities, sports, or hang out with friends. And extra money will keep them active and they are no longer have to worry about being able to afford the basic essential. They can less relying on their parent or scholarship that they receive. As a conclusion, it is crucial for students to do budgeting to have peace of mind in universities. It helps students how to manage their financial wisely and determine the priority of their expenses. In our observation, we found out that common consequences of not doing budgeting are include out of control spending, lack of saving, and higher likelihood of going into debt and could lead to financial distress. Thank you.
Nama Amalina, umur 24 tahun. So sekarang study kat UUM and ada PTPTN.
Okay, PTPTN lah. Okay, next soalan dia, awak rasa cukup tak jumlah PTPTN tu untuk satu semester?
Sebenarnya depend juga. Kalau ada macam COVID sekarang ni, bagi saya tak cukup.
Okay, nama saya Dina Syakira Fatimah Iti, umur saya 25 tahun. Saya belajar di UUM dan saya ada PTPTN.
Okay, bagi awak satu semester PTPTN tu cukup ke tak?
Tak cukup.
Assalamualaikum. Saya Nur Azizah binti Isra. Umur 23 tahun. Dari UiTM Baru Kedah. Okey, untuk pengajian ni saya ambil PTPTN, which is loan.
Saya Muhammad Azri dan saya orang Selani. Saya sekarang umur 3 tahun dan sedang melanjutkan pelajaran di Universiti Al-Azhar Mara Sarawak Baru. Untuk sepanjang pengajaran sekarang ni saya ambil PTPTN.
So, cukup tak duit PTPTN tu untuk 1%? Tu saya cakap, kalau just untuk spend untuk pengajian je pun cukup. Tapi kalau ada yang sampingan macam lari kita kan, ni tak cukup kan. Kalau tinggal ni kan.
Bagi saya cukup lah kalau sama macam dalam sayuran, expense untuk study semua cukup.
Right. Do you guys have received any loan or scholarship
Yes,
for funding your study?
PTPTN.
Yeah, okay.
Father, mother, money, parents.
Oh, for sure, yes. Is it enough for the whole semester for the PTPTN, for the loan and?
No, of course not. Not
Oh.
enough.
Ah,
That's why we ask for our parents' money.
Okay, yes, of course. My name is Umurawih binti Roslan and my age is 23 years old.
Okay. Where are you studying now?
I'm a bachelor student in University Malaysia Perlis.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. Do you in UNIMEC, do you get a loan or scholarship?
For your information, I didn't get any scholarship or loan. I'm 100% from family support lah,
Oh, okay.
for my parents lah.
Oh, okay. Is it enough for the whole semester?
Actually, it's not enough, but I have to, what I said, I have to have a better plan or have to save the money lah, because I'm not family, so I have to plan my money lah.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syara binti Muhammad Noor. I'm currently 23 years old. I'm studying in University Sarawak Malaysia.
Okay. In UUM, do you take loan or scholarship?
Yeah, I take of PTPTN.
Oh, loan. Is it enough for the whole semester?
In my opinion, it's not enough because I just get half of the loan then it cannot cover on my expenses.
Saya seorang yang berbelanja.
Kiranya awak lebih berbelanja. Kiranya untuk simpanan ni awak tak ambil berat sangat lah.
Ada simpanan tapi macam untuk lebih kepada macam bila ada simpan macam tu je
Bila
lah.
ada lebihan awak simpan lah.
Betul?
Kiranya untuk kecemasan awak ada simpanan lah.
Untuk kecemasan ada.
Okay.
Biasa akan simpan macam dalam sebulan kalau macam ada allowance daripada macam koki kan. Ada allowance, so akan simpan sikit-sikit lah. Untuk dalam setahun tu akan peruntukkan dalam macam 500 ke 800 untuk emergency lah.
Walaupun awak jenis seseorang yang belanja tapi awak still ada simpanan.
Ada.
Awak boleh tak berdikari cari duit sendiri atau awak still bergantung dengan PT-PTN awak? Ataupun dengan mak bapak awak sendiri?
Saya bergantung kepada mak bapak.
Kiranya awak still bergantung lagi lah untuk cari duit. Kena ajar awak sikit lah. Okay, mulanya saya faham awak ada still simpanan untuk emergency dengan untuk masa depan. Okay, tapi awak kena ubah tabiat awak yang berbelanja tu, yang ikut situasi. Kiranya awak kena ada menyediakan budgeting. Kiranya awak apa kehendak dengan keperluan. Tanpa benda tu awak mungkin banyak membazir dengan membeli, berbelanja.
Budget ni is a process ataupun satu proses untuk kita buat satu plan. Kita punya macam mana kita nak spend duit kita. Untuk spend duit tu bukan hanya untuk belanja saja. Kadang tu spend untuk investment, untuk saving. Kita spend juga. Kita pecahkan kita punya duit tu dalam untuk beberapa bahagian.
Okay, the reasons why we need to budget because we want to decide how you want to spend your money, and of course we want to stay out from financial trouble. Okay, so when we do budgeting, budget will help us to create a visual spending picture and help us create a saving plans.
Akan belajar untuk kita spend sikit daripada apa yang kita dapat. Kita takkan macam habiskan duit itu semua kita dapat sehingga kita tak habiskan semua, tapi kita akan belajar untuk berjimat cermat.
Step 1. Identify how much income you would receive and where does your money come from. Scholarship or doing part-time job. Okay, may I know, do you guys have doing any part-time job?
No.
For side income?
No.
No.
Full-time student.
Oh, same goes like me.
Yeah.
Okay, step 2. Where does the money go? How much you spend daily, weekly and monthly? It is helpful to keep track of and categorize your spending so you know where you can make adjustment. Begin by listing all your fixed expenses followed by all the variable expenses for your daily, monthly and yearly spending.
So the third is you need to set your financial goals. Good financial goals should have SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. And then number 4 is you need to set strategy. What can you do to make it work? Your goal works and what resources that you need. And then number 5 is you need to make a plan. You need to decide what to spend and where to spend. Use the variable and fixed expenses you compile to help you get a sense of what you will spend in the coming months. So the lastly is you need to review your financial progress and revise budgeted amounts. It is important that you review your budget on a regular basis to be sure you are staying on track. You can start to see where you have money left over or where you can cut back so that you have money to put towards your goal.
Saya daripada mana? Okay, daripada loan lah, loan. Lepas tu daripada sibling. Lepas tu daripada online business. Okay. Kedua ni, ke mana duit tu pergi? Ke mana yang spend? Kat sini ada macam-macam lah, transportation,
Syahira, we give you some tips on for maintaining your budget. So firstly, you can cut your expenses. For example, you can cut out your coupons for the things you usually buy at the stores, and not for the things you do not need. And then you can write a grocery list so you do not forget anything, and it helps you stay on target and not get sidetracked. Next is you can limit the amount of driving in UGM. For example, you can do carpool. You can combine the trips, and you could do several short trips in one longer trips. And then the lastly is if you go over your budget this month, be more diligent in cutting your expenses the following month, and then use the saving you put aside just when emergencies.
Just because it is on sale it doesn't mean that you need to buy the stuff.
Yeah.
Because every month got sales, right?
Yes.
How you spend on sales? Or you keep following the sales?
If I go to sale, if I see it depends. If I see something sales, I always want to buy even I already have that.
Oh, so you guys wait for the sales coming or just go
Just go and buy
anytime?
anytime.
Oh, you guys doesn't wait for the sales.
No.
Oh, that's why lah you
If you want
depend.
it,
Next, ni. Okay, awak ada simpan untuk masa depan. Saya galakkan awak simpan duit tu sama ada di dalam ASB atau awak invest dengan dekat mana-mana saham. Kalau awak tak yakin dengan mana-mana saham, awak invest sahaja dalam ASB sebab ASB ada pulangan, even pulangan dia rendah tapi konsisten dia punya pulangan. Bandingkan saham, mungkin ada kemungkinan besar akan berlaku kerugian. Lagi satu, awak kena fikir untuk masa depan awak. Macam sekarang ni musim COVID, soal kerja kita tak boleh nak yakin sangat untuk kita dapat. So at least awak ada simpanan untuk masa depan, sama ada awak boleh buat bisnes atau awak boleh teruskan awak punya study.
Kita buat bajet tu penting. Kira tak boleh kita dapat gaji, dapat duit apa tu boleh kita spend. Kita patut apa pun kita kena buat bajet tu, kita kena kita kena draft bajet kita kena tahu apa yang kita ada, apa yang kita akan spend, apa yang kita akan simpan. Itu yang saya rasa.
Bajet tu penting kan. Even sekecil-kecil benda pun kita kena bajet. Sebab kalau kita lebih guna, nanti bulan depan ni ada lah yang kita belajar.
Apa yang saya belajar, kena adalah setiap bulan tu kena ada saving yang konsisten walaupun sedikit supaya benda tu tak terlalu berat lah. Maksudnya kalau kita ada saving, contoh ada allowance kan, lepas tu saving sikit-sikit supaya macam konsisten benda tu.
Kiranya awak kena konsisten setiap bulan.
Setiap bulan konsisten. And then duit yang ada tu boleh buat investment lah untuk bisnes ke. Okay, itulah saya belajar.
Saya baru tahu yang ada untuk penyimpanan yang secara efektif adalah ASB. Okay. Lepas tu saya bolehlah nak bezakan macam mana yang perlu, mana yang tidak. Saya perlu tahu benda tu kalau nak saving. Dan lepas tu dia more kepada pasal cara pengurusan kewangan saya.